Hello, and welcome to How to Not Fangirl or Fanboy with our special guests, also known as They're People Too. Today we're going to be covering the various types of special guests that we welcome to the convention and how to interact with them. First, some abbreviations that you will see throughout this presentation to make it easier on us all. If you see the letters SG, this refers to our special guests as a whole. VAs are voice actors. CGs are cosplay guests. Some important things to note. These special guests, especially the voice actors, are taken care of by Kat, our special guest coordinator. Lizzie, our cosplay coordinator, helps as well with these special guests, especially the cosplay guests. They're also taken care of by their assistants and 3 special guest minions. They will be the ones primarily in charge of seeing to the needs of our special guests and making sure that they stay on schedule. This doesn't mean that you won't also be helping out in some ways. In order to be a special guest minion, you must have a driver's license and access to a car for the entirety of the weekend, and have access specifically to a car that you are able to clean, as the special guests will need to have their luggage and themselves transported in the car. We do ask that you have volunteered with us before, and you must feel confident in gently and politely bossing around somebody who you potentially may be starstruck by. If you are interested, feel free to reach out to myself or Kat, and we will take your interest into consideration in the coming years. Our voice actors are our most popular special guests, and they will have constant supervision, whether that is by Kat, her assistant, or any special guest minions. Our cosplay guests tend to be pretty self-sufficient, but they do greatly appreciate being asked if they needed anything or being offered help if they need assistance. When it comes to keeping our special guests comfortable, while our attendees are here to have fun, our special guests are here to work. We are bringing them in to perform a job. Sometimes our voice actors might even work on their voice work while at the convention. Some main things to keep in mind to help keep things running smoothly. First and foremost, be respectful. If the voice actor is quiet or their special guest is quietly sitting in a corner, just go ahead and let them be. They are not afraid to approach us if they want to socialize, and sometimes they just need time to recharge. Be calm with them. It's perfectly fine to tell the special guest that you're happy to meet them. It's totally fine to bring up some works that you've seen them do that you especially enjoyed. What you want to avoid is theatrics or overexcitement. They will get plenty of that throughout the weekend without it also coming from us. Be helpful. If you aren't busy and a special guest needs help with something and you have the capacity to assist them, feel free to go ahead and help them out. If you're busy or it's something like leaving the convention center, or you aren't confident or comfortable assisting them with the task, feel free to radio it in on the special guest channel on your headset, and we'll get them taken care of. When it comes to keeping our special guests safe, our attendees are very excitable. If they find that their favorite special guest is all alone, they may it accidentally form a corner around them. This is not a hypothetical situation. This actually happened when Micah Solasad came to visit EvilleCon for his first trip. We now refer to this as such as a situation Micah. This is also why we do not allow our voice actors to ever be alone when they are wandering around the convention. If you happen to find a voice actor or a special guest walking alone and you have a headset, please call it in on the special guest channel or find a staff member and let them know. If the voice actor is in a situation Micah, please immediately report it as above. If you are wearing your minion shirt and have your minion badge on, and the situation seems especially dire and you feel comfortable doing so, a way you can get the voice actor out of that situation is to push past the crowd carefully, walk up to the voice actor and say something like, "Oh, Micah, there you are. Kat is looking for you." Or, "Hey, it's time to get going and get ready for your next panel." And then gently guide the voice actor out of the crowd and back to the nearest safe area like the minion lair. As you have your minion badge and your minion shirt on, you will be in a position of authority and can use this to your advantage to get the voice actor out of the situation, Micah. Sometimes you may be asked to help with line herding at the special guest tables. While the voice actors are at their tables at a wide variety of times, sometimes they might get a bit swamped. Whenever that happens, do your best to keep the line from bunching up. Don't be afraid to use a projected voice to be heard over the crowd. You'll want to make sure that the attendees only have a couple of items to sign if they brought an approved outside item to be autographed and have them out and ready. Full information on the allowed items for autographs is listed out on our website. If they are wanting a photo with the special guest, have them hand you their camera or phone before they approach the table, so that way you can get the photo quickly and efficiently. If photos are not being allowed at that time, please let them know in advance if you see they have their phone or camera out. This way you don't have to worry about handling that interaction while they are already at the table. If an attendee is causing an active disturbance in the line, you are able to remove them from the line and ask them to return later whenever they are better able to be in line. And lastly, do your best to keep the line moving quickly. It is very understandable that our attendees may have a lot to talk about with the special guest. However, if there is a line behind the special guest and the attendee has been chatting for a good while, you may want to ask that the attendee goes ahead and lets the next attendee have their turn, but they can always feel free to return later on when there's less of a line. And of course, with every happy moment, there is always a dark side. Our special guests are human. Sometimes things aren't sunshine and glitter. Everybody is different, not everybody gets along, and everybody has a bad day from time to time. If you ever hear a special guest gossiping about another special guest or somebody else in their same industry, just do your best to ignore it. Don't pass along any malicious gossip that you may hear them say. If people hear that we are engaging in spreading rumors about other individuals, then nobody's going to want to work with us. If a special guest seems like they're a bit short or coming off as a little bit rude to you, try not to take it personally. They are under a lot of stress. They might have just had a bad moment. That being said, if a special guest is overly rude to you, or if they've done something to hurt you or in any way just cause you distress, please let either myself, Matt, Kat, or Lizzie know, and we will take care of the issue. There is a big difference between somebody coming off a little snippy at a moment and somebody saying something outright hurtful or distressful to you. And your health and feelings do matter to us just as much as theirs do. So, what are some benefits that you get out of working with us? You get rare access to our special guests that our attendees don't get to have. So long, of course, as we respect the special guests as any other human. This includes things such as getting to hear hilarious stories. We have some wonderful memories from the Minion layer of just story time with Jessica Calvello. You may not always have to wait in line to get an autograph, and you just get to see them relaxed and not in public mode. You will come out of this weekend with some incredible stories. You just have to remember, they're people too. And with that, that is the end of our meeting. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you at the convention.